Hey folks, it's Lansing Huddleston with SPS back in the building over at one of the best restaurants around. That is VegHead, downtown Lansing, a plant-based restaurant. I want to thank Carrie McGee and also my good guy, Sean Elliott, the proprietors here. Always put on a great meal for some great opportunities to come and replenish, refresh, and re-energize and just enjoy that. So, kicking off this new year, I'm sitting down with a young lady I had a chance to meet. Did we meet 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That sounds about right. This is Miss Kloey Weeks. This young lady is an outstanding athlete, along with being an outstanding young lady, but part of that is she's a wrestler. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This young lady who started out doing competitive cheer before high school is now a wrestler, and not just any wrestler, a district champion. She won the district championship along with her Sexton team last season. Shout out to the Sexton J-Dubs. But also just last night, you won the girls invitational over at DeWitt, and then last year, what was your title? What did you get last year?
I got first team all conference.
First team all conference. You nothing to play with, huh? Hey, she's a pretty face, but she'll put you in that headlock. And I heard she put some people in a bad little situation. We won't talk about that, what you did to the young man over there. But anyway, Kloey, I enjoyed talking to you some time ago when I came over and met with the Sexton team. So just talk about what your growth in the sport has been since we talked a few years ago to now.
You know, when we first talked, I really hadn't, achieved anything. I just started. I didn't really know if I wanted to continue doing it. But I think the coaches really pushed me, and I think I've made a lot of progress since last year.
I would think so. You hanging district championships and titles. Coach Jeff Howard, my good friend, is so proud of you. Let's get to what people probably are always interested in. What question do you hear all the time when people find out that you're a female wrestler? What do they say?
There's a lot of them. Probably like, what made you want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what pushes you to keep going? Mm-hmm. Is it hard?
Mm-hmm. Well, those are three great questions. I'm just gonna, just take advantage of that. What made you want to do it?
A friend wanted me to join, so I tried it out.
You was hanging out with a friend?
Yeah.
Sure. Nothing to do after school. We do that. So, what was like your first impression when the physicality started? What was that like for you?
Wow, this is hard. It was like no other sport I've done before.
What made it hard?
The running, the conditioning.
Oh.
It really takes like every part of your body.
Yeah, unlike competitive cheer.
Yeah.
I get it. Got my photographer over, Miss Malin. Honey, you done? You don't have to take any more pictures. You're good. Yeah, she's like, cool, I'm trying to sit down. So then the other part, once you went through the conditioning, why didn't you just stop? You're like, I don't got to do this. I didn't come here for this. I used to do competitive cheer. We didn't do all this. Why didn't you just stop?
I don't know. I really just wanted to like push myself to try something new. I mean, I had never done any other sport except for competitive cheer.
And this is kind of like on the extreme end of the spectrum for competitive cheer. How did your fellow cheerleaders respond to you when they found out you were doing wrestling?
I mean, they were all for it.
Really?
They were proud of me for trying something new. I mean, I had done competitive cheer for like 8 years of my life.
Wow. How good does that feel as a young person when your peers are like really behind you on something?
I mean, it feels really nice. I mean, you want them to try other things too, maybe build the sport up some more.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, I know that the Sexton team is growing. That your coach, they just brought on a new coach for the young ladies and whatnot. Talk about the growth of the Sexton wrestling team.
I mean, when I first started out my freshman year, we had maybe 14 people on our team.
Mm-hmm.
The last year having like 40. Mm-hmm. It's really grown really fast.
40, wow. And then of that 40, there are 2 young ladies on the team right now. Mm-hmm. And I think your coach is talking more about maybe 7 or so coming on real soon. You started a trend, Kloey. That's outstanding. Being here at VegHead, it's a plant-based restaurant, and we talk about things like recovery. Talk about the physical aspect and recovering from your wrestling, recovering from your training. What is that process like for you?
You really want to give yourself time to rest, stretch out. You don't really want to just like get right back into things. Like you're going to be sore after practice.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to go out or do anything. You want to take care of yourself.
So how do you do that? Is that normal? Just sit back, relax, or are there other things you actually do?
Stretch, sit back, relax, eat clean. Mm-hmm. You don't want to eat any bad stuff.
Eating clean is something. I share this with all the guests. One of your fellow Sexton J-Dubs was here before, Keyshawn Somerville, and we talked about the documentary Game Changers, and it was interesting because it talks about plant-based diets and how they can provide a lot of great things that are needed. But I would always tell you to talk to your doctor, talk to your dietitian. It's different for everyone. But I was with another young man, Trey McKinney, who's one of the top players in the state and even in the country in basketball. And just like you, all he was talking about is how important recovery is. So you talk about this eating clean. What's an example of something that you would eat compared to what you wouldn't want to eat?
Like proteins, meats, salads, anything not heavy.
Not heavy.
You don't really want any like dairy before practice or anything. That's not good.
You wouldn't want that.
stomach.
Yeah, give you the bubble guts. You don't need that, right? Not at all. Not at all. Talk about the future for you. What do you envision? This is your junior year, so you got one more year. What do you envision the future to be for you?
I want our team to get a title, and I want to make it to states individually and just progress.
Yeah, I like that. I like how you put team first. You know, that says a lot about you and your character. And I can only imagine that you being on this team, that you feel that this has been one of the reasons so many other young ladies are interested in getting involved because they've seen you do it. What would it mean to you if you didn't see anyone else? I mean, you were kind of like the leader, you know. What do you think it means to other young ladies when they see someone like you participating?
Like, maybe they can do it too. I mean, I know when I first started, I was really iffy. I mean, there was no other girls doing it. But maybe seeing someone else do it will push them to want to do it too.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're a specific type of role model right now?
I just want to build the sport up.
You want to build? Well, that says a lot. It says I got my daughter here, and I know when we talk a little later and we talk about her, you being a wrestler, I don't know if she's going to try to put a move on me or something like that. That's the other thing. Everybody expect you to put a wrestling move on them all the time. Yeah, it gets played out, huh? Right. I like that. Talk about any interests you have outside of wrestling.
I really like art.
Really? Really? What kind of art? Abstract? Anything specific?
Like realism.
Really? So what's an example of something that you've done?
I really like looking at things like objects and drawing like their still art, trying to get the shading and make it as real as possible.
Wow, I love that. Very creative. How often do you get a chance to do that?
Not very often. I mean, I take art at school. I usually use that time to practice it.
Okay. You brought your brother Jake out with you. How cool is having your brother on the team as well?
I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, he thinks he's better than me, but he's not.
You see her? She like, he thinks he better. You don't know. You the one with the titles, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys spar at all? Do you spar with each other sometimes?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I won't even ask how that turns out.
He gets messed up.
He gets messed up. See, it's coming out right now. See, Kloey's not. She's serious about. Kloey, well, look, I enjoyed talking to you 2 years ago. I enjoyed sitting down with you now. I'm so happy with the success you're having. You're so humble, but still such an inspiration. Any other things you want to share before we let you go? Any shout-outs?
To Coach Howard.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Howard.
Our new girls coach.
Okay.
Showing up.
Okay. All right. Hey, got Kloey Weeks right here doing great things. You know, hey, you can get involved. She's representing so well. And again, I want to thank VegHead for hosting us. It's been a great time. With that being said, this is Lindsey Hudson with SPS. We'll see you next time. Peace.